A lot can happen in 40 years, but when it comes to technology, 40 years is like going back to the days of Moses or the Roman Empire. Case in point, the mobile phone, and more recently the rise of mobile internet communications, social networks, and superfast internet. But what were the phones that made it happen? Who were the pioneering brands that made today's handsets possible? And which phones out of the thousands launched since the 1980s was the most important? In this video, I'll talk about some of these brands, and Wes from Unlock River will go into detail about a couple of these mobile phone brands. The world's first mobile phone call was made on April 3, 1973, when Martin Cooper, a senior engineer at Motorola, called a rival telecommunications company and informed them that he was speaking via a mobile phone. The phone Cooper used, if you would call it that, weighed a staggering 1.1 kilograms and measured 44.4 millimeters. With this prototype device, you got 30 minutes of talk time and it took around 10 hours to charge.
Hey guys, this is Wes here with Unlock River, and today we're going to go back in time and bring you a little piece of nostalgia. We're going to show you the phones that have changed the world. The Motorola Dynatac 8000 was released in 1984, and it was the world's first handheld cell phone. It took 10 hours to charge its battery, but sadly, it only allowed about 30 minutes of talk time. Another setback was the fact that you could only store 30 numbers. It was priced at $3,995 in 1983. That's worth a modern day price of nearly $10,000. One of our team members recently found this phone at an auction in the UK, and it was not cheap. And that phone would only power on for just a second, but it wouldn't hold a charge. It was a lot like holding a brick. Can you imagine walking around with this cell phone today? It wouldn't even fit in your pockets, and it was just very awkward to carry. But it did revolutionize the way we live. Next up is the Motorola MicroTac series. It was released in 1989, and Motorola introduced a new version every year up to 1996. The one you're looking at here is the MicroTac 650E. The Motorola MicroTac series was a huge improvement from previous Motorola models. It was much smaller, and that meant greater portability. Especially of note was its revolutionary design. The MicroTac introduced an innovative flip design where the mouthpiece folded over the keypad. It was available in gray or black, and it retailed for approximately $900 US. The phone was still relatively commonplace in the early 2000s. However, due to its large size and weight, many owners of the phone upgraded to smaller models like the StarTAC, which is the next phone we will look at. The The Motorola StarTAC was released on January 3, 1996. Many consider the StarTAC to look similar to the communicators used on Star Trek. The design of this phone was vastly different. It was the first ever clamshell mobile phone. It featured the ability to send and receive SMS text messages. The StarTAC was the first phone to introduce Vibrate Alert as an alternative to a ringtone. It was the smallest and lightest cell phone yet when it was released in 1996. If you had this phone, the ringtones will bring back great memories. You also will probably remember the low battery alert. Now let's take a look at the compact iPAC BlackBerry. It was designed by Research in Motion Limited in 2000, and it was one of the first mobile devices by BlackBerry. It was the first mobile device with a full-featured address book, appointment calendar, task list, memo pad, calculator, and mobile email solution. Its retail price was $430. The internal memory storage was only 5 megabytes. This phone was designed primarily for corporate environments. Some people say it was the first smartphone in the industry. The compact iPAC BlackBerry was most definitely a game changer. Who doesn't remember playing Snake 2? The Nokia 3310, announced by Nokia on September 1 of 2000, man was this phone durable. It seemed like there was no way possible to break it. Sure, you may have cracked the faceplate, but you could very easily buy a new one, and it was business as usual for the 3310. The phone sold extremely well, being one of the most successful phones in history with 126 million units sold worldwide. The 3310 was developed at the Copenhagen Nokia site in Denmark, and it was known for having many features that were rare for the time. It included many utilities such as a calculator, a stopwatch, and a reminder function. Just how much a mobile phone could mean to an individual was revealed by a very sad story of a Romanian man who hung himself after losing his Nokia 3310. The retail price was around $90 US. Next we have the Motorola Razr. It was released in August of 2004, and it featured a stylish and beautiful design, plus it was ultra thin. It was the thinnest profile at the time on a clamshell set. Because of its striking appearance and thin profile, it was initially marketed as an exclusive fashion phone. Until the introduction of the iPhone, the Motorola Razr was the best-selling phone in the US market, and to this day, is the best-selling clamshell phone in the world. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video today, and we hope you enjoyed it.